kindred spirits. Welcome to my So Tiny Texas home. I am here today because we are starting a new series of videos. This is number 1 in how to crochet. It's for very beginners. I'm going to start out with just making the chain and go right through each step until we're making projects together. But for right now, today, we're going to just learn how to make a chain. So I'm going to show you your supplies, and you can get your supplies together and crochet along with me. The first thing I would like for you to have is a light colored, preferably a white yarn, 3-ply yarn. It doesn't have to be any fancy. I'm using scraps here just to show you how to do this. And then you want to get an aluminum hook, size G to I. You don't want it too small to learn how to make a chain, and you don't want it too large, because the first thing you're wanting to learn to do is consistency in your chain size and shape, and that's difficult to do if you get too small of a hook or too large of a hook. So I'm anywhere between a G and an I aluminum hook. This is an I. And you want to have a little pair of snips handy. We won't really be snipping today, but when you're crocheting, you always need to cut your threads. So it's nice to have it handy. The way you're going to be, I'm going to try and show this so that you can view me either for if you're left-handed or right-handed. I'll adjust this camera just a little bit. The first thing you want to do is cast your thread on your hook. Now, there's a lot of different ways of doing that. There are some people who just take their thread, twist it, make a slip knot, like that. That works perfectly fine. However, when I do it, I have a tendency, I've been doing this for a lot of years, I just have my thread in my hands, just like this. The tail of the thread's between my thumb and my ring finger, and I've got it looped over my other fingers, and I've got it pulled taut, and I just take my hook and stick in between the, take my hook and stick it in between those two there, and wrap it around, and then pull it through, and there's my hook. And that's just the way I learned to do it. And I'm going to make sure you can see this here a little better. I hope the lighting in here is good enough as well. Let me do that one more time for you. I take my thread, I'm holding it like this, I take my hook, I twist it around like that, I wrap it around, and I pull it through. Just like that. But like I said, it doesn't matter. It's maybe a lot more simple for you to just make a slip knot on your yarn and pull it tight like that. You want to be sure you've got a little tail at the end. It helps to have something to hold on. And when you're crocheting, you're going to put that knot that you just made, slip knot, you're going to put that on the finger next to your ring finger there. I don't know what that finger's called, sorry. And then you take your thumb and you just hold that knot between the thumb and that finger, just like that. And then you're going to wrap your yarn around your hook just like that and pull it through. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I've got this weave through my fingers just like this, over the pinky, up and around the fingers. Can you see that? That's how you get your tension on your thread. And you just keep moving your fingers up like that. And when you're bringing those through, you want to be sure you bring it through the middle. You don't want to separate your threads there, because that'll make a mess. Now what you're going for here is consistency. You want all of these chains to be fairly straight and the same size. You don't want them some bigger than others and some tighter than others. And that comes with practice. I've only seen one other person, my dear daughter-in-law, Laura. She caught on like that. I never seen anybody catch on that fast. But the thing is, if you have to unravel this 10 times until you get used to making a chain, that's what you want to do for this next however long before you watch the next video. I don't think it's going to be a week before I put the second video up. I think I'll probably put the second video up tomorrow. But if you're not ready to go on to the second video yet, just wait. Keep watching this one and keep practicing your chain until your chain is consistently straight. I mean, it does not have to be perfect, but you do want it fairly consistently straight. Let me see if I can screw it up here. I don't know if it's... Alright, you see those? I don't know if you can tell, but those are a lot bigger than my other ones because I wasn't using my normal tension. Normal is something you got to get used to also. Your tension is not going to be as tight as mine or as loose as mine. Everybody's tension is different, and I think it has a lot to do with your nervous system, just how high strung you are. Mine tends to be a little tighter than the average bear. That does not mean it's wrong. It's just a little different. You and I could make that same project and yours would be loose and it would be beautiful, and mine would be tight and it would be beautiful. It would just look a little different. But the main thing is that you have consistent tension in your hand. And you think, how in the world is that ever going to happen? I just don't see how I can always have the same tension. But you do. It's practice. I mean, I don't know how I do either, but I do. It's just something you do. You get used to it, and that's just the way. Now, there are times that if I'm really high-strung about something or nervous about something, I might tend to crochet a little tighter and a little faster. But for the most part, overall, my tension stays pretty close to the same. And it's fairly tight. But like I said, there is no right or wrong way. And you just want it's just real easy to pull out. You just want to keep pulling that out until you get a chain that looks the way you want it to look, or fairly straight and even stitches. And as far as the way you wrap this around your fingers, I think again that's personal preference. I've seen different people do it different ways. This is the way I do mine. But the main thing is you want to be sure and hold that knot when you're getting started and just pull it through and just keep moving your finger up to that next stitch or so you don't get out of control. Like if I keep my finger down there too far, the stitches will start getting sloppier. You want to keep moving your finger up. Like that. Another thing I want to show you about starting out is the threads. When you buy a skein of yarn, it has a center thread that you can pull out, and that's what you want to do, because I didn't do it when I first started on this. I took the outside, but you want to pull out the center. That way when you're pulling it, when you're crocheting, it'll just keep pulling out. It won't get tangled up as easily. Now it will toward the end. I see what's going on here. This is a used skein of yarn, and when I put it away, I wrap the end around the skein, so it's all wrapped up here. So I've got a little bit of a tangled mess. That happens when you crochet. I also want to take the time to show you. I'm right-handed, by the way, and so I want to try and show you. If you're watching me from behind like this, then you're gonna. That's all right if you're right-handed. If you're left-handed, you're gonna want a different view probably to understand what I'm doing. So I'm gonna turn this around and let you. I'm going to do it one more time from the back so you can see what I'm doing here. Let me make sure you can see me here. I'm going to wrap that around. And again, like I said, casting on is your personal preference. Grab that, wrap it around, and draw through the hook. Wrap it around, draw through the hook. Wrap it around, draw through the hook. And just keep moving your hand up so you can keep your tension. And when I wrap it around, I bring my hook up like that. It helps me split these two and bring it through so I don't spread the threads and try and bring it through. You don't want to bring it through the threads. You want to bring it between those two threads. Just like that. Okay, let me see now if I can help you left-handers out a little bit. I have a lot of difficulty teaching left-handers, but I'm going to try. Alright, this, if you're looking at me this way, this is what I'm going to do. Alright, I cast on, and I'm going to go 1, 2, that's another thing. Usually you're counting, like if this was going to be an afghan, it might tell me to chain 200 or 300. Do not try and get a pattern and start working a pattern. Work these first few lessons and learn the basic stitches before you start a pattern, and then we'll start a pattern together. If you want to leave some comments below, let me know what kind of patterns you'll like. I'll try to go with a popular opinion on the first pattern, but we want to keep it fairly simple. A basic afghan, or maybe not even that big of a project, maybe a placemat or a baby quilt. We want to keep it very basic. Now see, if you'll notice here, I was talking and I was trying to do it so the left-handers could see instead of my natural position, and my stitches are not real even. They're not bad, I would still use them, but they're starting to get a little sloppy here. And that's the thing you want to do while you're practicing this before you go on to the next video, is you want to be sure that your chain is fairly straight and even and your stitches are all about the same size. Now that may take you several tries, but you want to keep working on it. Don't give up. And if it may not get as perfect as mine at first. That's okay. Go ahead and move on to the next step anyway when you think it's fairly consistent. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you do want the stitches to be fairly consistently the same size and not twisted. You want them all going straight up, just like that. I mean, when you're first starting out, it is real easy to get your yarn twisted around and have your chain twisted and your stitches going all kinds of crazy directions like that, and that's a mess. You don't want that. That will not work. You want your stitches going straight up the chain, just like that. See, all of them are going the same, straight up the chain. And forgive me, left-handers, if I keep going back to my way of doing it. This is going to be very hard for me to teach you left-handed. All I can tell you is work along with me here, or maybe I'm going to link another lady that teaches crocheting online too in the bottom. I don't know if she does left-handed or not, but I'm going to link her and see, just in case you don't like my method, maybe you'll like hers. But I hope you'll stay with me and give me a thumbs up if you like the video and you think you're going to crochet along with me and learn with me. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Subscribe to this channel so you'll always get alerts. YouTube does not always send you alerts when I put a new video out, and you do not want to miss the next video in this crocheting lesson if you're crocheting along with me. So if you'll go to my channel on YouTube, there is a little bell in the the top bar of my channel. If you click on that little bell and click on the box that says send me notifications of all videos, they will send you a notification every time I put a new video up. So please do that, because if you don't, unless you just literally come back and check my channel every day, you won't notice the new video when it's posted. Well, I thank you very much for crocheting along with me today, and I look forward to seeing you next time. The next video, which will probably be tomorrow, I am going to show you how to make that next stitch where it's called a single crochet. So that's going to be our next stitch. There, I just made you one single crochet right there. I'll make you one more, and then we'll save the rest of that for next week. Or, I'm sorry, for tomorrow. Oh, also, I want to let you know, guys, I will be coming to you from a different tiny home tomorrow. We are going to Louisiana to be in the RV for the weekend, so I will be in my RV this weekend. So any of my RVers out there, if you got any questions or anything you want to ask me about my RV, leave it in the comments below. Thank you very much. Big Texas hugs, and I guess tomorrow will be big Louisiana hugs. Can't wait to talk to you again. Bye-bye.